Hello, this is the video review for the Silver Knight Optimus Prime and Grimlock from Age of Extinction line. And I have to say that I was kind of anxious because I've seen some other reviews of these guys, and finally having them in hand, I'm going to be really excited to get them out of the box. One of the big things is this is a repaint of the deluxe Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon, and this is repaint of Grimlock from Transformers Fall of Cybertron. One thing I have noticed about the paint apps for these guys is they blow the originals out of the water. Now, I'm just going off pictures because I never had a deluxe Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, but I did have a Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. So anyway, I'm really kind of anxious. I mean, the packaging looks great. I didn't get it at Target, I ordered it offline, but here you go. Here's the product shots for the back. Before I unbox it, I did want to bring this out. This is some pretty awesome artwork of Optimus, obviously in his Age of Extinction form, obviously all silvered up, hence Silver Knight. You've got the shield over here, which I guess they're taking from Grimlock and giving to Optimus, and then he has his own sword, which is in the packaging. And another thing that I also noticed that I didn't notice before is up here, if you notice in the top left hand corner, it says 29 of 30. Does that mean they've released 30 products, or that there's going to be 30 special editions? Because on here, in the silver, you can't really see it says Silver Knight. And a lot of people are saying that Grimlock is the star of this set, which I have to give it to him. Yes, he is a step up from the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, but I think everybody's forgetting the fact that Optimus is one of the obviously chrome paint job. His artwork is on the box, plus the big standout thing is the Silver Knight Optimus Prime. Again, hence the silver stripe, the wording. Everybody's confused. They think Grimlock's the star when actually it's the Optimus. For whatever reason that is, I don't know, but the packaging seems to focus on the Autobot leader. Just an observation. In another one of my videos, was for the Fall of Cybertron kickback. I mentioned that there was a difference in American packaging and Japanese packaging. This is more of a cardboard paper tie, as opposed to the old days whenever they actually used to use the wire and plastic ties, the tie wraps. So anyway, again, just a observation of what I noticed. Okay, so here we have the Optimus and Grimlock unboxed, and I must say that I am thoroughly impressed with the paint job on both of these. Now, if I had to complain about one, my complaints would surprisingly fall on Grimlock. Now, I understand that they're trying to go for the G1 approach with the legs, which, hey, I totally understand that. But, I mean, it is kind of crazy. I don't care for the yellow, the green, and the red. The blue is not a big deal. I believe on the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock it was a different color, like maybe a red or something. I can't quite remember. But I do like the red and black where the hips are. I think that's a definite improvement. One thing that I do love is, even though I like the color orange, what they did is for the sword and the shield, they've gone to a straight black and a really kind of a dark red. And I believe that for the shield and the sword, that's a definite improvement. Now, I mean, the one thing that I do also like is, for this Grimlock, they changed up the gray. It's more of a gunmetal gray, and this is more in line with the G1 Grimlock. All the parts that were kind of a grayish brown color on him, like the feet, the hands, the head, they've all been replaced by a really dark black. You know, there's shades of black, and this is, I mean, it's pretty dark. And obviously they replaced the kind of dull, boring, you know, khaki color that with the gold chrome to match his G1 appearance. And I mean, that's a definite improvement. And one thing this Grimlock is lacking, though, is in several places, like here on the shoulders, and I know in beast mode there's a few more places it shows, it had red accents, and I really loved that about the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. Well, to keep in line with the G1, they had to remove that. Here we have the Masterpiece Grimlock, along with our Grimlock that we're taking a look at. And, yeah, definitely a lot of similarities you can see that they're going for. Like I mentioned, just taking a look at obviously the legs, and obviously on the Masterpiece is going to be better. But down here you've got the gold, kind of yellowish, and then the green, and then the red, and then obviously the blue. And then of course following with the black up to the red, and the big signature gold chest, and then the red eyes. So, you know, I mean, and you look at the grays, shade or two darker, but it's mostly in the same vein. On the camera, it's kind of excuse me, it's kind of showing that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this version of Grimlock, when I say it's as good as the Fall of Cybertron, considering the paint apps that I don't really care for, and the ones that are now missing from the Fall of Cybertron, weighed against the gold chrome and the better coloring for the hands, feet, head, and weapons, we're kind of at a deadlock. Maybe Grimlock is, you know, slightly ahead, but we're gonna have to wait until we get into beast mode for me to make that call. Now, however, with Optimus, one of the things that I really do like, let me get him up here. The Masterpiece Grimlock is wanting to fall over on me. With Optimus, one of the things that I really have kind of come to appreciate on this one is, you know, he has a little bit of flat spots, basically where it's not chrome. That's a drawback. You can't have an entire figure chrome. But otherwise, I mean, it doesn't just stick out like a sore thumb. Yes, it's flat compared to shiny or reflective, but it's not that big of a deal. And never having a deluxe Optimus before, from the Dark of the Moon line, I'm pleasantly surprised with it. I grew up on Beast Wars, so part of the Beast Wars had Hasbro's Chrome. You know, sadly, a lot of it suffered from the degenerative Chrome. We'll just have to see how Optimus holds up due to time. Now, one thing that I do realize that a lot of people have said about this version of their Optimus is that the joints are loose. I mean, granted, I just took it out of the box, but mine are holding pretty steady. I mean, not moving at all. Now, you know, one thing that I didn't know is that the sword, I watched another review, they said that it's from the G1 Rampage. Well, I mean, hey, works for this Optimus, you know. So anyway, well, I guess we'll get these guys transformed and see how they look. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This right here is the whole reason this set exists. They needed a Optimus that was somewhat able to ride Grimlock like in the movie. That's the whole reason this exists like this. Now, one thing I did want to mention that I forgot is Optimus, you know, the paint seems to be holding up okay. But back here, I noticed you have to, whenever you first transform it, this has to pop out on, it's sitting on this, and it slides up and down on this bar. And basically what happens is you have to pull it out all the way, and it makes a snapping or popping noise. And that's part of how it's supposed to do it. Well, then it folds forward and plugs in, and again, it's another snap and pop. Which, you know, it will scare you at first, and it makes you think that, you know, it's breaking. And it gives it sort of like a flimsy plastic feel, but otherwise, you know, it's designed to do that, and it's holding up perfectly fine. So, and I thought about it. It's funny how Grimlock's shield, even though it was made for the Fall of Cybertron game, it does somewhat resemble the one that Optimus carries in Age of Extinction a little bit. So, I mean, you know, even though it's meant for Grimlock originally, I guess you could put it with Optimus Prime. I mean, he holds it well, and I mean, it goes with the aesthetic. I mean, he's already got red, so this fits in with it. Now, honestly, in the movie, Grimlock in robot mode is, I don't know if this is, no, that's not even quite accurate. The movie Grimlock, if this was Optimus from Age of Extinction, movie Grimlock would be like, you know, right about up here. He was huge, enough to where Optimus could basically kind of run up his arm and then kick him in the head. So, you know, this Grimlock when he's in robot mode comes up to about right here, which in G1 scale, that would be about right. If this were G1 Optimus, Grimlock would be about right here, where this one's being hit on the chest. Okay, and here we have Pimp My Prime and Goldie Rex. No, all joking aside, you know, honestly, set Grimlock aside, I don't care. I love this. This is awesome. The chrome working with the red paint. Even there's a little Autobot symbol here. And then, you know, they tried to, it's just so small the molding didn't quite work, but, you know, you can kind of tell it's there. It just works. You know, yeah, it may look a little bit long here, but it's not really that big of a deal, honestly. Yeah, I'm down with it. I mean, you know, I like to buy an Optimus that's in scale with all the other figures. But because this is a special one and it's just so blinged out and shiny and all that good stuff. So overall, you know, I'm not crazy about the small scale, but really the special edition factor of it and its overall aesthetic look, yeah, I'm digging it. It's a definite keeper. I'd be hard pressed to sell it. But I really like it. So anyway, enough about Pimp My Prime. One thing I did want to mention about Grimlock was, as you see down here on his back, he has the Autobot symbol. Now originally on the Fall of Cybertron one, it had the Lightning Strike Coalition, and they replaced it with the Autobot one. And up here on his head was the normal Autobot one. Now they've removed that and moved this one down here. I'm not too crazy about that. I missed the Lightning Strike Coalition just because it was different and unique, but I'm not going to gripe too much. Electronics still work for Grimlock. For some reason mine didn't come on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I mean, overall, dig it. Still dig it. You know, yeah, the coloration's different, but that's one thing I like is you know, I sold my Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, and so it's nice to have that. It's the same mold, and even though I was crazy about some of the paint apps on this one, the gold, along with the improved paint apps, you know what, I mean, it's different. Even though it's the same mold, the paint can make all the difference sometimes. I didn't used to believe that, but on Grimlock I kind of do. So overall, I mean, yeah, I like Grimlock. You know, it is I mean, out of all the Dinobots, he's the most infamous and one of my favorites. So anyway, yeah, alrighty. Well, hey, this has been the review for the Silver Knight Optimus Prime and his little pack-in buddy, Grimlock.